So as we're all aware, the Game Awards airs tonight, and I figured it was time for me to finally talk about a game that I should have talked about quite some time ago, because when this game come out, give me 1 second. Oh boy. Well, really quick, before I continue on, I'd like to apologize for how my voice sounds, as I am currently dealing with a sore throat. And sore throats, holy crap, I hate sore throats. They stoink. But anyways, this is a particular game that I've been wanting to talk about ever since I completed it back in, I want to say it was May or June. And I do apologize once more that it took me as long as it did to get this video out, as I have been wanting to get this video out for quite some time. But just, life happens, whether it's working on things in your personal life, the channel, there's just a whole lot of things going on, all good things. This is really going to be a review of this game, even though this could definitely easily be a review, but I just want to talk about this just absolute gem of a game, and I'd like to apologize once more that it took as long as it did to get this video out. But since the Game Awards air tonight, I figured it was finally time for me to talk about why I absolutely adore Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This is just one of those games that I'm gonna make a bold statement, and I don't know if y'all will agree with me on this one, but this is how I felt ever since I beat the game back in, I think it was either May or June. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, if you ask me, is one of those games that comes around once in a console lifespan. Like, this is just how special that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is. Like, this is just one of those games that if you somehow have not played this game, what are you doing? It's a piece of art, and it is, honest to God, one of my favorite games of all time. Even if, okay, just to get this out of the way, if I were to have any nitpicks with this game, there are two nitpicks that I have with this game. The first of which being the platform mechanics, where you're jumping around can be kind of a pain in the ass. I'm not going to deny that. And the other thing is that when you're traveling around in the little hub worlds, outside of that big ass world, I mean, that world map is absolutely insane. When we're going into those areas within the world map, there's no mini map, which I wish there was, but at least to me, these are just such nitpicks that don't get in the way for me of loving a game that I can't put into words how much I love this game. I believe Clair Obscur was first announced, I think, in either 2023 or 2024, and it was during an Xbox partner preview or something like that. It was announced right around there, and I was just taken aback immediately, not only due to how amazing, I mean, really, if I'm being honest with you, with how amazing the visuals look. But another particular reason why this game really caught me in was the look of the gameplay. And this is something that I'm going to tell you guys about myself right now. One of my least favorite styles of RPG games are turn-based RPGs. The ones where you're in the combat, you have a character hit an enemy, and you just have to wait for the inevitable damage, unless if your character either counters or somehow avoids damage. As I've never really been a big fan of those particular games, minus a couple, which are Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy X, and then there's my favorite turn-based RPG of all time, which is in my top 10 favorite games of all time, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And I just realized that I do not think you all understand what game I just said, so I'm going to repeat myself once again. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. But the way how I saw this game was executing those mechanics, whether it was the parry system, the dodging system, and I thought that whole system was so revolutionary, but apparently I heard it's been done before. In particular, I think Super Mario RPG was the big one, but otherwise, at least to me, when I saw how this game was doing those mechanics, especially of how reactive and how more interactive the turn-based RPG element was done in this game, it was something that I knew I had to have. And then, as y'all can imagine, knowing who was voicing the game, whether it was Charlie Cox, Daredevil, Andy Serkis, Gollum, Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16, amongst a plethora of others. This was a game that literally, from the moment I started playing it, from the opening hour of this game, what this game presented me, not only with the just amazing visuals, with the combat, but in particular, the story of this game. I did not expect the story of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 to go nearly as deep nor as dark as it went. I did not expect when it came down to this game's storytelling is how that first hour played out, how especially an area played out when you get to another part of the game's world, and then not to mention it as well, what happens to a certain character. My jaw dropped and I was tearing up. The man tears were coming. Absolutely. Another particular reason why I love this game is the game's music. Oh my god. Clair Obscur Expedition 33's music is just, it's beautiful. It's a work of art. It's gorgeous. It gets you in the feels. It's epic. It's a very sweeping score, especially the main menu music. It's amazing. I don't have a lot of video game scores in my vinyl record collection. This is one of the few video game scores that if I do find it somewhere at a record store, I am buying it ASAP. This is a game that I could easily spend so much more time talking about, but the last thing I want to talk about here is the gameplay of this game. The gameplay mechanics of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, especially in how it deals with the turn-based combat, I think is just, I mean, I know it's been done before from what I've been heard it's been done before, but how Clair Obscur does it here just felt to me, I don't want to say revolutionary, but how Clair Obscur did it, it felt like it took the genre of the turn-based RPG, put it on its head, spun that head, and just gave you something just on steroids, if you ask me. It is the greatest feeling when you're fighting a boss that's the size of a behemoth, and your team gets all those parries where you just go dealing so much damage. What the hell was that? Clair Obscur's gameplay is so rewarding. At times it's very difficult. It's thrilling. It can make you go rage sometimes, but man, once you learn the patterns of dodging, parrying, and getting just the right build from all those characters, you're not only going to be unstoppable, but man, those battles are going to be so much fun. This is a game that I have been just gushing about. I have been throwing its flowers, but there is one more thing that I want to talk about really quickly, and that is the development studio Sandfall Interactive. I believe that's the development studio. It blows my mind that not only that this is a new studio, but this is their first title. It blows my mind that a studio comprised of, I believe, between 30 to 50 people are responsible for one of the greatest RPGs I have played in quite some time. Sandfall has made a game that took so many big swings. It was a very ambitious game, especially for their first title. But at no certain point did this studio, as I was playing this game, ever felt like it was a newbie studio. This is a studio that felt like it was comprised of veteran artists, whether it was the designers, the directors, the writers, the environmental artists, the lighting people, the musicians, everybody that worked on this game felt like they put their heart and souls into it. Knowing how much I love this game and knowing how much this team put their heart and souls in this game, I can't wait to see what Sandfall does next, because truly, guys, once again, I'm going to repeat myself once again here, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a once in a console generation type of game that just, I feel like, came out of nowhere, surprised the hell out of us, and Sandfall really did deliver a game that I really do think will go down in there, and I think very, very soon will be called as one of the greatest games of all time, because I can confidently say that without question, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is one of my favorite games of all time, and this is easily an 11 out of 10 game for me. It's a game that I cannot stop praising. Just talking about this game makes me want to pop it on right now, because I loved it that much, whether it came down to the story, the characters, dialogue, voice acting, combat, music, just everything. This is a game that I love from head to toe. Can't talk about this game enough. If you have not played this game, guys, please check it out. It is seriously one of those kind of games that comes around once in a generation for a console. Check it out, guys. It is a work of art. And that is gonna wrap it up for my thoughts as to why I believe that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 should most definitely win Game of the Year for pretty much everything it's been nominated for. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If so, please the like and subscribe buttons. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.